Hello, so we're back. I low-key love doing the like photo booth types of videos, but if you can see, it's 11 p.m. and I just finished my makeup. I did my makeup because I was bored and I bought a whole bunch of new stuff recently, so I went to try it. So what do we think? What do we think? The waterline is blue. You can't really tell because I have my glasses on, but that's fine. Also, MAC Night Mall and Fenty Beauty Fuchsia Flex. Baby, she's tea. Like, I don't know. Like, anyways, today we're doing something that I've always wanted to do. I actually made my friends send me a whole bunch of these like 2-3 years ago. Not even 2-3 years ago, like probably like almost 40 years ago now. But I'm finally filming it and I'm gonna post this, so hey. But no, I'm reading Reddit stories today. I have a love relationship with Reddit stories. It kind of all started by accident. I first discovered Reddit stories because somebody reposted a TikTok and it was like an audio of a Reddit story. In the background was like this diamond ring making video, and then I was like, how can I get more of this? I need more. I kept watching the videos and obviously they kept popping up on my For You page, and then I discovered Reddit Rave. Reddit Rave, if y'all know anything about TikTok Reddit stories, y'all know Reddit Rave was where it was at. Like, I think like close to when TikTok was like gonna get banned, he just like stopped posting. Like, he literally just stopped posting. I was like, hey, this is unfortunate. But I discovered Scaling Stories. Scaling Stories is on YouTube too. Primarily, I would watch on TikTok. They demonetized my girl, or I think he's a boy. So now he has to read the stories himself and he has to like do like long form type of videos, which is fine. But like, low-key, I missed it. Like, why can't we just use AI? Well, actually, no. But today, I'm gonna be reading for you for y'all. Hey, perfect. Hey, let's get started, darling. Okay, so I also forgot to mention my favorite YouTube Reddit story readers are Shane from Smosh and then Morgan from Two Hot Takes. I'm gonna try to read something out of her subreddit. We're gonna go straight to Am I the Asshole? Okay, this one is 6 hours old. Am I the asshole for refusing to switch rooms with my sister after I fixed mine?
Be nice. I'm finding it.
Based off the title, I'm gonna say no, baby. I fixed my room. Like, why would I want to switch? Like, no shade. Like, you didn't want this room. It's giving you didn't want this room until I fixed it up and you saw that it could be fixed. And now you want to, we're not doing that. It goes, I, 24F, recently moved back into my parents' house to save money so I can be able to afford my own place. The only room available is the smallest one. They have been using it as a store ever since. I don't know if she meant to say storage or store, but we're gonna keep going. I don't know if English is this person's first language because some of these people like be from different countries. Peeling paint, broken closet door, bad lighting. So I'm planning to stay for at least a year. I spent a lot of time and money fixing everything. I repainted the room, fixed the closet door, changed the light fixture, and added some shelves. I paid for everything myself with the little money I saved without asking for help from my parents. After I finished, my younger sister, 21F, saw the room and said it looked way better than before. Then she asked if we could switch rooms because hers gets really hot in the summer and mine stays cooler. Okay, I told her no. I've already put money and time into fixing the room. If she wanted it, she would have fixed it earlier, and it wouldn't make sense for me to move right out of it after fixing everything. She says I'm being unfair because the rooms belong to the house, not me, and now she's annoyed. Baby, if the rooms belong to the house, then it's not your room. Like, how is that unfair? I don't understand. First of all, not the asshole, baby. I'm spending my money on anything. You're not entitled to none of it. Like, no shade. Like, you're not entitled to my stuff. Also, it's the smallest room in the house. And that line she said about, oh, my room gets hot in the summer and yours stays cooler. Why would I want to switch then? Like, unless she has something wrong with her to where she needs like a cool environment, like something medically wrong proven by a doctor and I can see it in my face and you need to take medication for that, why would I even do that? Like, why would that even be up for conversation? I don't know. But yeah, not the asshole. That was weird. So somebody said, not the asshole. If her room was hot, she could have taken the initiative and swapped rooms before you moved home. Like, exactly. Ooh, somebody said, I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree with everyone who's saying you're not the asshole. She's your younger sister and you should just give her the room since she wanted to switch. She's right that the room belongs to the house and not you. In fact, I wouldn't stop there. You should give her every last cent you ever make. Give her your significant other and maybe good measure one of your eyeballs. You already have one. You don't need two. She seems to deserve it more. Okay, so that was obviously a joke. They're playing, but like, girl, no shade. That one's kind of boring. Like, I wanted it to like erupt, but no shade. I don't really know how Reddit works, but it looks. I don't think she posted an update, so we'll see about that. But okay, I found another one. Okay, this one is also from Emma the Asshole. It says, "Am I the asshole for choosing to stop waking my stepmother up every morning?" Okay, this one's a little juicy. It's a little longer. Like, I'm gonna say off rip. No, because if it's like a deal where you're having to wake your stepmother up, I'm already feeling like you're young, like you're younger, you're like in high school, and that's an adult. At the end of the day, a grown woman can wake herself up in the morning. No shade. Like, I don't know. Really short post here, as in there isn't much to say. I'm 17M, and for maybe the past 3 years, I've regularly gotten up at 6 a.m. because that is the most active time in the morning. My brothers have to wake up at that time to get ready for school, and since they're up making noise, it just worked better. Since the beginning of my junior year, though, I have realized I simply don't have to wake up so early and wanted to change my alarm to a better time that works for me. Here's where the conflict with my stepmother comes in. She sleeps through her alarm almost constantly. Despite being the adult in the house who takes kids to school, she frequently sleeps through her alarm in the morning. Now, I was originally being nice. I would wake her up on time just to make sure that she's up. That was in October. It kept happening at least 2 or 3 times a week. I would have to wake up my stepmother in the morning to make sure she can do what she is responsible to do. Now, I finally got sick and tired of it. I said pretty straightforwardly that it isn't my responsibility to be waking up my stepmother in the morning as I am a teenager and she is a 36-year-old woman. That age gap is kind of sorry. I be watching the other Reddit stories and like I immediately be thinking of the age gap between like parents and stuff, but like she's only like 15 years older than him. No shade, or not even, cause he's 17. 36 minus 17 is 19. So like their age gap is 19. So I wonder what the age gap between the parents is. I mean, I don't know. I just hope it's not weird. I was called disrespectful, and a few of my devices were taken away because of it. I eventually gave up and just changed my morning alarm, so now I wake up after they're supposed to be up. Currently 6:30, but I eventually am going to change it to 7 a.m. This morning, though, she once again slept through her alarm, and since I was not up to wake her, she ended up being 30 minutes late to take the kids to school. She instantly pinned the blame on me after that and said to me, "Oh, so you just don't give a shit anymore?" Oh, like, hold on.
This is not a veggie sandwich. Wow. All right.
Hold your horses, boo. Like, this is a little weird. Who are you talking to? So am I the asshole for believing that my stepmother should be a responsible adult, waking up on time and dealing with the consequences if she doesn't wake up on time? Okay, so in the first half, I was kind of agreeing with the stepmom, but just because like I be waking up late, like I be sleeping through an alarm, like no shade, like on important stuff, and obviously like I'm not gonna stay up super late if I know that I need to be up at this time, and especially like being 36 years old, you should know how to manage your time, and I'm assuming that he's older and this is stepmom. I'm assuming that the kids are maybe her and the dad. He may be the oldest and he's like the easiest to like pin off blame for. But like, where's the dad in this? Unless the dad is like, unless something happened to the dad and he's just not there. I just don't understand why you're mad at your stepson for not waking you up in the morning. There's missing information here because are the kids getting up themselves? Because if they're getting up themselves, why can't they wake you up and why are you not, yelling at him? Why are you not yelling at them but that they didn't wake you up? Like why is it not an everybody thing? That's weird. That's suspicious. I don't know. Let's read the comments. Not the a-hole. She's a grown woman. Put her words back to her. She doesn't wake up. Ask her if she doesn't give a shit anymore. And then OP says, I want to use her own words against her because she always says to me, you're nearly an adult, so you can act like it. So why can't you? Why can't you act like an adult and be up on time? Then they're giving advice on like what he needs to do better. I don't care. I want some information. Like she has been an adult for 18 years. Why can't she give a shit to wake up on time? Or can you just ignore her? Whatever she said to you is just like talking to a wall. Okay, just got some information. The dad is young too. He's 35. And so somebody asked, how old is your dad and where is he in all this? And they said he's just bumming. He's 35. He sleeps till 7 because that's when he needs to get up. So it's just giving two lazy adults in a household. I don't know. Somebody said, this whole post breaks my heart. You're 17, my man. You'll be an adult soon enough, but you're still a kid. You shouldn't have to babysit your grown ass parents from this post, blah, blah, blah. I'm not reading all that, but like, Low-key, like, I do feel bad for you. Like, no shade. I don't think he's an asshole. I think his parents are at fault in this whole situation. Somebody else in the comments asked him if the dad can help him out and take his side. Somebody replied to them and said, apparently not. He's too scared of her. So I don't know if I missed the comment where the original poster said that, but information about the siblings. Okay, so somebody asked, you're not the a-hole. You're a child as well. Do you have another parent in the house? How old are the kids? Why are they not setting alarms? I would never expect my kids to wake me up as a parent. The original poster says, my father lives here, but he doesn't get up till 7 because he doesn't have to leave so late. The kids are all between the ages of 5 and 12, none of which have devices for alarms. Our alarms are used, but my stepmother legit sleeps through her alarms. So this is literally just like a parent issue. Like, I feel like by 12 years old, you should be able to wake yourself up. And like, it's one thing to be an older sibling and help out, but it's like another thing when it's like expected for you to like be a third parent. That's too much ice. No shade. Okay, no shade. The ones in two hot takes are kind of like more juicy. Just like over these top two, I'm gonna read the top two actually. So let's get into them. Ooh, this one is long. This one says, I asked my boyfriend of 5 months if he knew my middle name. Turns out he didn't know much else about me either. So, what kind of boyfriend do you have? Okay. Hi everyone, I'm posting this because I genuinely want to know if I overreacted or if this is actually weird. I, 25F, have been dating my boyfriend, 25M, for about 5 months. Overall, the relationship felt good and we spent a lot of time together. We went on trips and things seemed pretty serious. And I've already met his parents and extended family multiple times. He hasn't met mine yet, but he lives states away, so that's understandable. However, I've started to have this sneaking feeling come up every once in a while where I realize he might not actually know that much about me. Oh. Oh. Like something would come up in my life where I'd be talking with friends about a story from my past and I'd think, wow, he's never asked me about that. Things like my childhood, what my family dynamic is like, details about my work, or even the summer I spent living in another state for an internship. None of those things had really come up because he'd asked about them. At the time, I kind of brushed it off. I figured maybe we just hadn't gotten around to those types of conversations yet. Maybe a little more context for how I found this out. Should I have talked to him about this in a different situation? Probably, but whatever, it's too late now. We were out at a bar with friends. We definitely had quite a few drinks in. At one point, he called an Uber to go home, and when it asked for the drop-off address, he couldn't remember my address. This was a little weird because he had been to my apartment a lot and literally put my address in his maps multiple times before. But hey, it's not a super memorable number, so I just brushed it off. While we were outside waiting for the Uber though, something just came over me. Yes, alcohol was definitely involved, but I suddenly got curious and asked him if he knew my middle name. Silence. Period. She pressed return. She pressed the return key. Silence. Period. Return key. Like, whoa. So then I asked if he knew my parents' names. Nothing. Where I was born. Nothing. What I majored in college. Nothing. So it's giving you're dating. I mean, I feel like AI chatbot even knows like your name, your major in college. Like, I don't know. At this point, I was kind of half laughing, half horrified. So I kept trying to think over the questions like if he knew my family cat's name, literally grasping for straws. He's a self-proclaimed cat person. Still nothing. Girl, it's giving get out. It's giving get out of there. I don't know. Like, I feel like 5 months is more than enough time to like know information about it. I've like met and fell out with people and known like a whole like almost like half their life story within months. So I don't really think he has an excuse here. Meanwhile, I knew the answers to all of those things. No matter how intoxicated, I know a lot about him. Stories about his childhood, how his parents met, things from college, his favorite foods and desserts, etc. I'm actually the kind of person who keeps a note in my phone with little things about people I care about so I can remember them later. Like what he likes to order at different restaurants, random facts about his childhood, even what he wanted to be when he grew up. I was never expecting him to get every answer correct on my quiz, but not one. Realizing he didn't know any of the basic things about me felt kind of shocking, and that's when it really hit me that my boyfriend of several months might not actually know much about me at all. And naturally, I started sobbing on the sidewalk outside of the bar. Okay, I get alcohol's involved, but that's when we need to wrap it up. Like I feel like you gotta lock in right before you like when you realize that like he might not know everything about me. I'm not gonna ask you right here because if I ask you right here, it's going down. And like now it's a scene. Now when people come up, oh, what's wrong? Can we help you? My boyfriend doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't even know where I live. And then it's just like, are you okay? Like, blink twice. We eventually went home and I tried to explain why it upset me so much. I told him he made me feel invisible, like I could basically be swapped out for any other girl. He did apologize for forgetting those things, but he didn't really seem to understand why it was such a big deal. He mostly kept saying he was drunk and that he would never forget again. What hurt the most though was that in the moment he didn't really try to comfort me either, at the bar or at home. He didn't hug me or reassure me. He didn't say things that he did know about me to show that I mattered to him. Meanwhile, I was crying and really emotional, and he ended up falling asleep while I was still crying. Now it's been a couple of days, and I'm honestly not even sure if I can get over it, so I'm curious what people think. Is it weird that my boyfriend of 5 months didn't know these things about me, or did I massively overreact because alcohol and emotions were involved? TLDR, I think that means too long didn't read. My boyfriend of 5 months couldn't remember. Oh, so I could have just read this, or anyways, I do think that at the bar or even when you get home, like I feel like alcohol was involved, so like, you know, he might not be able to remember those things. Maybe he's on the spectrum, like maybe he doesn't know how to, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, but you know things about him, he doesn't know things about you, so like I feel like you would know that. But I don't know, I feel like it's a get out situation, girl. Like, get up and get out of there, girl. Grab yourself by your bootstraps and go. Like, no shade. But I do think that after a couple days, she didn't say if he did anything after a couple days, but I'm assuming not, because I feel like she would have said that because this post is long as hell. I feel like, and she said she's 25. I feel like while you're young, you get to be like picky about that stuff. Like, if he doesn't know anything about you within 5 months of dating you, he doesn't even know your middle name, baby, go on, get like, my friends be reciting my full name in public. Friends that I knew for 2 months were reciting my full name in public. So I just really feel like your boyfriend of 5 months, he should be putting in more effort. And if he's not putting in effort now, he's never going to. No shade. Like, and that's how men be. Men do all the effort up front and then they let go and then there's nothing. And then it kind of vanishes and like disappears into thin air. So baby, go on, get. A lot of people in the comments are saying the same thing as me. Next, find someone who listens and remembers. They're out there. Leave him. You're not overreacting. This is insane. Spending time with someone means getting to know them. It's been 5 months and he knows nothing. Yeah. I don't see any comments from the original poster though, so I don't know. But that's kind of crazy. Girl, if your man doesn't know nothing about you within 5 months of dating, baby boo, you need to go. Okay, this one is a little bit shorter, and this is gonna be my last one because it's almost midnight and I need to take this makeup off. Like, I'm tired. Okay, this one is also from the Too Hot Take subreddit. It's Am I Overreacting? Wedding Guests Called My Caterers. Before reading, I feel like if my guests are calling my caterers after the fact of my wedding, I really don't think that's any of my business. Like, if you just want the food that was at the wedding, I feel like why not? Like, it's a service and it's a business. They get paid to make food, so I don't know. But let's read. My fiance 34M and I 36F are in the final stages of wedding planning. Oh, so the wedding has not happened. Okay, that changes things. We have a handful of guests with allergies/dietary restrictions that would be otherwise limited by our buffet options. One of the guests, one of the groomsmen's wives, has several severe allergies and gave them to us all in detail. We gave those allergy restrictions to our caterers, who went through their full menu and selected 5 alternative options that met every allergy restriction. We were only allowed to pick one of those for all the guests, so we did a small poll, and luckily all of the guests picked the same option, except for the one with severe allergies. She asked if there was any way for her to have meat, but that wasn't going to be an option because we are allowed one specialty meal and others we need to accommodate are vegetarian. A few days later, we still hadn't heard back from her with her selection, so we reached out again and were told that she and her husband took care of it. Turns out they went to our venue site, found the caterers, and made their own arrangements so she could have chicken kebabs. Oh, I was floored. Why didn't they tell us they were doing that? Why didn't my caterers tell me? I reached out to the caterers and they said they didn't realize my fiance and I didn't know the guests were calling them. They also didn't know this was a guest we already gave the specialty meal options to. They thought she was just an overly concerned guest who hadn't alerted me to her full allergies. This guest's husband is in our wedding party and has been friends with my fiance for decades. My fiance is a godparent of their child. Is this something I'm overreacting to because I'm generally stressed leading up to the wedding, or do I have the right to be annoyed? Edit, in case my comment reply is buried. The catering company owns the venue, which is how they knew who to call. The caterers were under the assumption that we were in the loop, but because we weren't a part of the conversation to agree to any extra costs before they agreed to make an additional meal, they won't charge us for it. Okay. this could have gone one or two ways. It could have gone, you're the only person who wanted these chicken kebabs because that edit is very important because people be leaving details out. That was my main question. It was, well, are you still going to have to pay for it, especially if you called the caterers and you didn't know what was going on? If they're not charging you for it, I really don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, I do think before the edit, I was on the side of the bride because who are you to call my caterers because you want to have meat? But I told you that they can only do this. Like, they can only do this. This sounds like a white people thing, no shade. Like, I don't know any black people who would do that, especially a wedding. Like, it's my wedding. Like, I don't really feel like, or not even if it's me. If I'm going to a wedding and my husband is in the wedding party, I'm not causing any issues. Like, it really doesn't affect me. And if I'm that hungry, baby, I'll order some food. I'll DoorDash something to the venue. Like, it's never that serious. And especially if you know, oh, I wanted meat and I don't want this vegetarian option to have these allergies, I'm gonna order something. I'm gonna bring my own food. Like, it wasn't that serious. But I do think that calling was OD. Like, you did not need to call the venue. Like, especially if I told you that this is what's happening. Like, and if I never called you to ask you, and the venue would have charged me for this because they thought that we were in the loop. They thought that we knew and we didn't. Then we would have a problem. So low key, I don't think you're overreacting. Well, I think to still be stressed about it, you're definitely overreacting. But I feel like in general, like, she called, they're not going to charge you for it. I feel like there's not really anything to happen. Like, I feel like she's just stressed because of the wedding. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, most people who have dietary restrictions or like allergies, they know that, like, if I'm going somewhere and they're having this type of food, I'm just gonna bring my own food, or I'm gonna eat before. Like, it's not that serious. So I don't know. That one's weird, but I think she's overreacting for still being upset. I don't think she was overreacting for being mad in the first place. See. Okay, thank you for watching. I don't know how long this is, so I'm gonna hurry up and end this. And I'm gonna try to edit it real soon. Thank you for watching. I don't have nothing else to say. Subscribe if you want to, like the video. And low-key, I want to make another one of these because it's quiet and I have to like kind of whisper. So no shit, I might make another one tomorrow and then post 2 of these back to back. Like, hold on. All right, bye, girl.